Hello, this is Nevis here, and I'm in the Moodle for Teachers Integrating Technology dashboard of the course. I'm looking for the course that I'm currently involved in as a facilitator, and that's the Moodle Mooc 10, composed of 50 hours. As you can see, I also have access to the teacher practice area, the manager practice area, and these other courses are the courses that have been created by the groups, the 4 groups, and they're doing an exciting job. So let me just go and click into the Moodle Mooc 10. What I want to do is a reflective video log of what this Moodle Mooc 10 has all been about. We are now at the 5th week. At the end of this week, we will see some really great progress done by the participants of this year's Moodle Mooc. As with all the Moodle Mooc courses created by Dr. Nellie via the Moodle for Teachers in the Integrating Technology website, they all comprise online practice of using the Moodle, online practice as a teacher in the Moodle, as a participant in the Moodle, and as a manager of the Moodle. All these things help each participant to either better their own knowledge using their own Moodle courses at their own institutions, or sometimes just introducing someone to the Moodle. And this is a great way of learning and understanding how the Moodle works via these Moodle Moocs. They're free, and you get lots of practice and lots of peer collaboration, which is really great. And it's basically based on a learn by doing. So you virtually really get to understand how to use the Moodle by actually practicing on the Moodle. However, let's go through week 1. So this video log is going to be a reflection of the first week, what we would have encountered. I'm now at the overview and syllabus area, and this is the first thing that we would have seen on the first week upon joining. And the overview and the syllabus gives us, there's a link to the syllabus, the full syllabus in a Google document. All you need to do really is to click on that, go to that document. We won't do that now, but that's what that takes you to the full syllabus. Then if there are any things that you can't find or whatever, you can always contact Dr. Nellie directly. And as you can see here, we are now at this playlist with 200 videos, and that means that participants that have been making videos every week, those videos have been added to the playlist for the Moodle Mooc 10. And that's the general playlist created by Dr. Nellie, so at any one time you can click on this and just watch the whole 200 videos. It began with roughly 30 or 40 videos of introductory videos that Dr. Nellie prepared, so that there was everything really that you needed. You could do this virtually on your own at the beginning without really having to ask anything, by just watching the video tutorials. Then there's another link down here to go to the overview and syllabus, and that would have been what we would have done week 1. And as you can see, everything is fairly easy to see. There's the dashboard. These are the breadcrumbs up here. This is the center block, and these are all the tabs that take us to the different weeks. As I said, we're just going to concentrate on the first view that we would have had. And over here we have the upcoming events, obviously, a table of the contents, so you can always use this navigation bar over here, the activities, the Syllabus portfolio, the blog menu. As you can see, my progress has ended here somewhere, but that's not important because I'm not in this Moodle Mooc a participant. I am just a facilitator. So a moderator in other words, someone that is helping out in the forums and at any stage, even here in the chat line, the chat area down here, sometimes the chat room, sometimes some of the participants have used this to communicate with me, ask me questions, etc. And that is a really great added bonus, this little interactive chat room that is open on every single page. Then you could have gone in to have a look at the badges and certificates. So it explains what you need to do in order to, so you can view the badges and criteria here. I'm going to open that up and we'll show you in a minute. And there are 2 possible certificates as well. The 2 certificates are, one is for completing the tasks of the Moodle Mooc 10 as a teacher and manager, and the other is for completing and receiving and attaining the requirements of being a manager of a Moodle site. So that's being manager of a Moodle course is one thing, but being manager of a Moodle site is another. So that's just to clarify that, because I know that some people were getting that confused and thinking it was the same thing, but it's not. And the Moodle site is actually on always within the Moodle for Teachers website, but it's on another Moodle. It's a 3.3, and again we're enjoying that totally. Everyone's got the possibility to go in there and create a Moodle site. They have to document their work using a video recorder, such as I'm doing now, something like Screencast-O-Matic or Camtasia, or there are so many others. I prefer to use Screencast-O-Matic, even though I own both Screencast-O-Matic and Camtasia. Anyway, let's go on. So then the next tab would have taken me to the live online classes. Oh, sorry, I wanted to show you this. These are the badges and the criteria. So at any time, the participants can go and have a look and work out if they completed all of these items in order to be able to get that first badge, or this, whatever that badge for that area is. So that badge there would have been for course design, with resources and activities in the teacher practice area, Moodle content, Moodle blocks, the Moodle manager area, the learn and teach area, the introduction area, and the collaborative course design badge. And again, if you meet all this criteria, then you do get the badge. If you haven't got the badge, 2 things can be happening. One is that the system hasn't been updated for some reason, and that can happen when there's a lot of participants all working together. Or the second thing is that you are actually missing one of the criteria. So that's why it's always best to come and check in the badges criteria area to see why you probably didn't get that badge. As you can see, I have no badges in this Moodle. That's fine. Let's go back now and to what I was going to look at, the live online classes. Now, if you missed any of the live online classes, all you need to do is click on, say, week 1, and it will take you to the recording. So you just click on that view recording, and the WizIQ automatically opens up an app that displays the recording. But if you have noticed also, the recording is also on YouTube, so you can also watch it directly on YouTube in the Moodle Mooc 10 playlist. Okay, so let's go back now to live online classes, and I'll show you something else. The other thing is that all the chats that we have been able to save from the online sessions have all been downloaded and saved and added in this folder. Then all the slides used in the live sessions are also available in this other folder. Both of these contain a self-tick box, so you don't have to wait for the system to mark that complete. You can mark it yourself. If there's a class that is coming up, for example, this is coming, let's have a look at the final class. The final class is a future class in the future, has not occurred yet. So when you have to join a class, all you have to do, or when you have to go to one, what this at the moment this is showing, and which will always show, the time zone that is for the presenter or Dr. Nellie who's running the course. So that's 9:30 a.m. America Toronto time zone. My time zone will show up on my dashboard, and I'll show you that in a minute. All you need to do is click this join the class, and the WizIQ app opens up on another browser window or the desktop app, whichever one you happen to be using. Both work extremely well. Let's go back to the live online classes and we'll go on to the next section. So now we're going to go into announcements, and this has been coloured red because it's really important that every week you check the announcements, because although many people are getting inbox notification alerts on their emails, sometimes these ones don't get seen. So it's important to come here, and as you can see I've got 25 unread posts, so I'm going to be doing that straight after this video log, having a look to see what people need help with. And maybe most of these might have already been taken care of because I'm in Australia, so I get to see the Moodle when everyone else is asleep, and then by the time I'm ready to go to sleep, everyone else is waking up and getting ready to work on the next day's Moodle. So I'm normally running a little behind or ahead, whichever way you want to look at it. It's important to always go into the announcements, especially if you see an unread post next to it. But it's just best to open them up, especially the announcements, because that's where you'll see any updates or changes that may be made to the course or any relevant information. And also, when there is an announcement by Dr. Nellie, it's always nice to go in and acknowledge that you've seen that announcement. Just basically go in. So hypothetically we'll go in and have a look at this one, and all you need to do, because you don't need to create anything new in the announcements, just go in and say thank you for the message, etc. Okay, and you just click on reply here. That's how you can add your entry. Okay, let's go back to announcements and general discussions and go to week 1 and have a look at the fun that we had in week 1. Now, as you'll notice, there are no tick boxes here, so none of these are actually part of the criteria for earning a badge. Okay, but it's important to come and read them because it keeps you abreast of what's going on. And here are the upcoming events, and as you'll notice, it actually gives me the time zone in Australia. So week 5, the live session last night was at 11:30 p.m. I had some problem connecting, so I connected something like at midnight, and that was terrible because I had all afternoon, and all of a sudden internet just decided to not work, and also I had to restart my computer a few times. But anyway, I did make it last night, caught the final half of the live session. But the good thing is that I can see the recording today, which I did earlier on, and watch it on YouTube. There's the next one coming up, and it has again my time zone. It doesn't have the time zone that we saw on the list in here because it's showing Dr. Nellie's time zone, but this is showing my time zone because in my profile over here is where I've gone and actually done all that and inserted my time zone. So when I go back to Italy at the end of next month, I'll have to change my time zone over to the Italian. So let's go over to week 1. Week 1, as you can see, is done in 2 parts. It's done in the introduction and the video tutorial tools and activities. So week 1's area was all about, and these broken line boxes get ticked by the system. I don't get to tick that, or we don't get to tick that. Whereas this one, create your team, you can tick that on your own once you've done it. So week 1 was all about getting acquainted, and this is where you had to introduce yourself by sharing 2 stories about yourself. and one fiction. And then the other participants had to guess which one was the real, or which one was the fiction, or which one was the lie. And also, in doing that, they had to introduce themselves and respond to at least 3 other people. And that was part of the criteria that you needed to make sure you actually filled in your progress box. Then the teamwork in the CPA, I have an unread post here, so I will get to that soon. Then topics for the online courses. So that was the first part of the first week. And the second part of the first week, which was all in the first week, but the second part was where the fun begins. And it's in the intro part of the video tutorials, week 1, section 2, is all about learning how to use Screencast-O-Matic or slide speech for those of us that are a little shy talking. And I use slide speech at the beginning as well, way back in Moodle Mooc 3. And here we had 3 submissions from each participant. One was a video tutorial about their profile, so they had to go and show us how they were able to update their profile here. The second one was understanding the layout of the Moodle, so basically explaining a little bit about the dashboard, where the course was, the weeks, the tabs, etc. Just a basic layout, nothing. Obviously for those that were new to Moodle, all they could really do would be just a layout of what they can see. And the rich editor is understanding how to use the features on the rich editor in the Moodle platform. And that's very similar to, as someone said, very similar to the editor in Word. So that's all from me on the Moodle Mooc 10 vlog reflection for week 1. Thanks for listening.